Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this reading is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. But just in case you guys subscribe, I upload my new videos for Sagittarius and Gemini on Wednesdays. Also, the deck that I'm using today is called the Gilded Tarot. And as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, my information is in the description below. So, just as a heads up, sometimes the cards like to flip over in the deck. I do see them, however, I usually only take cards that jump out like these ones have. And usually if they jump out in groups that are too big, I'll go ahead and put them back and continue shuffling. But my goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, and then we can get started on your reading. So I'm just going to try to pull out 1, 2, 3, 4, one more card for you guys, and then we can get started. All right, I did say 8 or 9 cards. So before we get started, though, I do want to remind you guys that in case you like the reading or if it really resonates with you guys, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords, first of all, I do want to mention that the Queen of Swords can represent air signs such as Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. So for some of you guys, those signs might be important in your situation. But I think that more than just that, you guys are dealing with some kind of person who is very good at communicating, right? Like, I always say that the King or Queen of Pentacles is the kind of person who will get you raw data, whereas the Queen of Swords can make it say anything that they want it to say, right? So they're very good at presentation. They're very intelligent when it comes to anything that has to do with the mind. So that includes any kind of thinking and any kind of communication. Where they tend to struggle a lot more is the emotional realm. So this person might be a little dry, might be a little cold, but I do see that either you or whoever that you're dealing with that is in this energy is very smart. And this is the kind of person who is always one step ahead, right? Do beware, though, that I see that this person has their sword ready to go. So I think that for a lot of you guys, you might actually either be cutting someone out or being cut out. So be prepared for that energy. Although I don't think that you're the one being cut out, because right above the Queen of Swords, we have the Three of Cups, which is the reunion energy. So I think that you're really dealing with somebody who I think that you might either have cut out or have been thinking about cutting out, but then you have this sort of reunion energy where you guys kind of get out together and go drinking or have just like a fun night, and then it's like, okay, yeah, we're friends again, whatever. But I do want to talk about this Ace of Cups with this Six of Cups, right? So the Six of Cups is my nostalgia card. So it's a card of sort of childhood energy, and when I see it in the upright, we know that it's kind of like a healthy balance of it, right? So I think that for a lot of you guys, you're trying to really emulate the things that made you happy in the past. And I think that was a really good time, because I think for a lot of you guys, you're sort of entering a new phase where you're sort of realizing that, you know, even though you might not be a kid, you don't have to lose that sort of childlike wonder. And I think that's very important to at least every Sagittarius in my life. I know it's important to sort of keep that lust for life. And I think that with this Ace of Cups here, you're sort of getting a renewal of that, because the Ace always brings with it a new beginning. And the Ace of Cups is a new beginning in emotion, right? So for a lot of us, that might mean love. And I think for about half of you, right, that means love. And the other half, it means that you're reconnecting sort of with your love for life. So I think that for a lot of you guys, you're really reconnecting with that sort of lust for life, and you're having just a lot more fun in general. I feel like maybe things have been a little bit cut and dry with you in the past, because you've been sort of in this Queen of Swords energy. You know, things have kind of been business in, business out. But now I feel like you're sort of in a position where you're more able to just kind of unwind and have fun. And I see that because we have Judgment card here with the Nine of Pentacles. So this Judgment card to me kind of really smells of Saturn. So for some of you guys, it might be very important to look at where Saturn is transiting in your chart, right? So Saturn is very important in our charts because it represents responsibility and maturity, right? So whenever we have a quarter turn of Saturn, or even your Saturn return around your 30-ish, you tend to have this moment where you hit a brick wall and Saturn asks you, did you do the work that you were supposed to? You know, did you mature in the way that you were supposed to? And unfortunately, when the answer is no, you know, you get this very painful moment where you kind of have to get all of your shit together all at once. But because I see this Nine of Pentacles, right, I feel like a lot of you guys are becoming more independent and by extension more responsible, because the Nine of Pentacles to me is sort of my independent card. It's my kind of like single and ready to mingle card also, because once you have Nine Pentacles, you're able to share the 10th pentacle with somebody, and the 10 of Pentacles happens to be the happy wife, happy life card, as I like to call it. So that's a happy home. So I think that right now you guys are being judged and you're passing with flying colors. So that's really awesome, Sagittarius. I feel like I really want to congratulate you guys on that. And sort of going back to this energy that I was talking about here earlier, the fact that you are in this mature energy where you've got all your stuff together and you've got all your ducks in a row means that you can take this time to sort of goof off, you know, kind of like lay in bed or sit around, watch cartoons, whatever it is that you want to do, that makes you feel sort of in touch with your inner child and really just happy all around general. And, you know, I see this Four of Pentacles with this Five of Wands. And, you know, I'm just kind of beaming right now because this is an awesome energy for you guys to be in, right? Because the Five of Wands is conflict and arguments. And I feel like, you know, you guys have a very powerful, bombastic, sometimes even domineering kind of personality. So whenever somebody comes forward with you with conflict, you're not the kind of person that shies away from that, you know, you face it head on. And I feel like in the past, maybe people have taken advantage of that and like tried to rile you up when it was against your better judgment or your benefit. And I feel like when you're now faced with unnecessary conflict, you know, you don't deal with it. You know that you have things that you can do, right? How do I want to phrase this? You know that you have better things that you can do with your time. So sort of like these petty conflicts don't mean anything to you. You're above it. And that's an awesome energy to be in. And it's a very mature, grown up energy. And I feel like a lot of you guys are really dealing with that sort of theme of growing up right now. And as a result, you're looking at the way people treat you and the way people react to certain things that happen around you, and you realize how childish they are being. And honestly, I feel like this person kind of like this person probably comes up and says something dumb like, oh, well, you did this wrong and you did that wrong, and then you're just like, oh, okay, I'll do it better next time. And then they're so confused and dumbfounded because they were like, they wanted to start a fight with you, and you realize that and you just can't help but laugh because they're being so immature, right? So that's an awesome energy to be in, because with that comes the power, comes your control, right? You have the Magician card. Your Magician card is representative of mastery over all four elements, right? So the Magician has dominion over the Wands, which are passion and drive, dominion over the Cups, which are emotions, and dominion over the Swords, which are mental sort of faculty power. And then you have dominion over the Pentacles, which is your financial stability, your physical stability, right? So this person, this Magician, is able to make things, he's able to conjure things out of thin air, right? So like, I feel like that's how you guys are. Like somebody says, oh, I need a pen, and you just pull one out, right? And you know, that might not be the most glamorous magic trick that's up your sleeve, but I think that for a lot of you guys, you know, you make things happen now, and you make them happen quickly and efficiently in a way that doesn't hold you back in any way, right? Anything that isn't aligned to your end goals or your higher self, you're not dealing with it. You're only putting things in your life that are going to further yourself as a person, and I feel like that's amazing because I see this Empress card here. And to me, this Empress card, right, is representative of divine femininity, right? And if you're a man and you sort of identify that way, then obviously sort of switch this out with the Emperor card, which is your divine masculinity, right? So I feel like you guys are really aligning yourselves to your particular energy, and you're becoming basically the ideal version of yourself. Because what do the Empress and Emperor do? They are balanced perfectly in all of the elements of the kings and queens, right? So what does that mean? The Empress has the ability to be financially and physically stable of the Queen of Pentacles, the mental prowess of the Queen of Swords, the passion and drive of the Queen of Wands, and then the emotional maturity of the Queen of Cups, right? And the same goes for the Emperor. And I feel like you guys are really striving towards that. And part of that is sort of letting go of these petty conflicts, being mature, and learning to love yourself and your life. And that's amazing. So, like I was saying earlier, you guys are letting go of not only people with this Queen of Swords. Also, I looked at the timer on the video just now, and it was at 11:11, so that's a powerful message for a lot of you guys. But like I was saying, not only are you letting go of people and cutting people out, but you're also cutting things out that don't serve you. I'm getting there. A lot of you guys are really trying to make healthier lifestyles right now. I see people losing weight. I see people maybe giving up smoking or drinking as much, right? Because you're trying to sort of really boost your longevity and your quality of life. So congratulations, Sagittarius. This is honestly just an awesome feel-good reading for you guys, and I'm really happy for you. So that was your reading first time around, Sagittarius. If you enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel, and I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new Sagittarius videos on Wednesdays, but in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.